Hello, Bears fans. First of all, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates about our team. What you're about to hear will shake Soldier Field. Get ready, because the Bears' offensive line might be in for an impressive transformation. Remember those 68 sacks allowed by the rookie quarterbacks? It looks like the management has finally decided to tackle this issue once and for all. Rumors suggest a big signing could be on the way. A Super Bowl champion might be moving to Chicago. And there's more. One of the best centers in the league is also on the franchise's radar. Could we be leaving our offensive line nightmare behind? But hold your excitement, because the surprises don't stop there. Just imagine, a former first-round pick could be available for a very low price. That's right, a young guard with star potential could be coming in for almost nothing. Could this be the biggest steal in history, or a trap waiting to happen? And that's not all. We've also got news about one of our defensive players. He's shown flashes of brilliance, but also had moments of uncertainty. With his contract set to expire, the big question is, will he continue to be one of the monsters of the Midway, or is it time to explore other options? Now let's talk about a potential heavy reinforcement. Trey Smith, the Chiefs guard, is on the Bears' radar. Yes, the same player who helped Patrick Mahomes win 2 Super Bowls could be heading to Chicago. With a PFF grade of 78.8, he's among the top 14 guards in the NFL. Could it be a coincidence that Ryan Pace, the former Chiefs executive, wants to bring him in? I don't think so. The good news is that the Bears have $70 million in cap space. The big question is, will the Chiefs let him go? And if they do, can Ryan Pace convince him to sign with Chicago? But think about it, just Trey Smith won't be enough. The center position has been a black hole for years. And that's where another name comes in: Drew Dalman, the 26-year-old Falcons center with a 79.8 run-blocking grade. He's exactly what Caleb Williams needs. But will the Bears pay the right price to sign him? If Chicago doesn't invest in the offensive line, they'll be repeating the same historical mistake. Without protection, Williams won't last until 2026. And what if I told you the Bears could get a former first-round pick for almost nothing? We're talking about Kenyan Green, the Texans guard, who could be acquired for a 7th-round pick. But why would Houston be willing to let him go for so little? Green allowed 28 pressures and 5 sacks last season, a huge red flag. But remember, he played in an unstable system with constant coaching and scheme changes. Under the guidance of Ben Johnson, the offensive genius who transformed the Lions' line, Green could finally show his true potential. We're talking about a player who was the 15th overall pick in 2022 and is only 23 years old. If it works out, the Bears will have a young, cheap guard for 5 years. If it doesn't, they'll lose just a 7th-round pick. Could this be a visionary move or a disaster in the making? Speaking of bets, what to do with Elijah Hicks? The safety only played 12 games in 2024 due to injuries, but he posted his best career numbers: 40 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 passes defended. He came in as a starter replacing Jaquan Brisker, a much more established player. The problem is that his performance was inconsistent. In some games, he shined against New England, Detroit, and Jacksonville, but in others, he disappointed against Washington and Green Bay. The question is, does he deserve to stay as a starter, or should the Bears look for a more reliable option in free agency? With his rookie contract expiring in 2025 and a base salary of just $1.1 million, keeping him would be a cheap move. But does he have the potential to be more than just a depth player? I'd be extremely concerned about the offensive line. 68 sacks allowed by Caleb Williams in his rookie season is an insane number that could ruin the future of our franchise QB. Ryan Pace needs to act now. No excuses. Trey Smith would be a great addition, a veteran tested in playoffs and a Super Bowl champion, bringing quality and immediate experience. But will the Chiefs really let him go? And if they do, would he choose Chicago? Drew Dalman is another player I really like, a young and solid center who could bring stability to the line. The problem is that the Bears have a long history of failures in quarterback protection. If they let this opportunity slip, they'll be making the same mistake again. Now, about Kenyan Green, he's a tricky case. Yes, he was a first-round pick, but he had difficulties and concerning numbers. Still, for a 7th-round pick, I'd take a chance on him without thinking twice. If it works out, the Bears will have a young, talented, and cheap guard. If it doesn't, they'll lose almost nothing. And what about Elijah Hicks? He had some good moments, but I don't see him as a reliable starter. He could be useful as depth, but if the Bears want to compete, they need to improve the secondary. Overall, the Bears are at a critical point. If they invest correctly in the offensive line, Caleb Williams could become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. If they fail, we'll be repeating the same mistakes from the past and wasting another generational talent. Pace has the money and options. Let's hope he makes the right choices. And you, what do you think? Would you trust the Bears to finally fix the offensive line, or will we continue to watch Caleb get sacked repeatedly? The Bears' offensive line, without a doubt, needs to be the top priority, especially if the goal is to protect Caleb Williams and give him the chance to develop as the franchise QB. Chicago's future depends on good protection work because without it, a player like Williams' potential could be crushed before he even gets the chance to shine. Of course, the market offers options, but there's considerable pressure on the management to make wise decisions. Bidding on players like Trey Smith and Drew Delman could be a way to bring immediate stability, but the risk of failure is still high. The NFL is a league where success depends on quick adjustments and taking advantage of opportunities, like Kenyan Green's. Investing in young players with potential, even with uncertainties, is a smart way to look for long-term value. If Green really flourishes under a quality coach, he could become a valuable addition without weighing down the cap. Moreover, Elijah Hicks' situation deserves attention. While his performance has been inconsistent, his youth and low cost are factors that could help him keep his place on the team. However, if the Bears want to elevate their defense, it may be necessary to go after a more reliable option, especially considering the fact that the defense needs to be as strong as the offense for the team to compete at a high level. To conclude, this is a pivotal moment for the franchise. The Bears management needs to take advantage of the available resources to make the right choices. If the team can nail the signings and invest in the right places, we could see a radical transformation in the performance of both the offensive line and the defense. Ultimately, Caleb Williams' protection will be the key to unlocking the team's potential and finally putting Chicago on the right track. Now, Bears fans, I want to know your opinion. Do you think Ryan Pace will make the right moves to protect Williams and ensure a successful future for Chicago? Or do you think once again the team will fail to fix the biggest problem they have?